Generally, the fall season is actually one of my busiest times of the year. If you're new to this business, I strongly suggest if there's a farm near you, or if you have a farm even an hour away or 2 hours away, to definitely network with them to sell kettle corn on a farm, because if they're coming there to pick up a pumpkin, they're always going to pick up a bag of popcorn on the way out, and it's a great way to sell your business and to advertise and to get more business. And I give the farm 25% of my sales, and I have business all day long till 5 o'clock. So today I'm actually going to show you how to make a fresh batch of caramel corn. I've actually been having a lot of questions on how to perfect the recipe. This is something that I've been doing now for 4 years, and then unfortunately, you know, this isn't my preferred way to do caramel corn. I'm used to doing the caramelizer from my former company where they made it that way. But today I'm going to show you how to do it with the Kettle. This is actually the next best way. And I even know some people that even don't even do the Glazepop. They do the caramel corn mix themselves with the brown sugar themselves. But today I'm actually going to show you how to do the perfect batch of caramel corn. So here, actually, what I do is I actually discovered if I clean the bowl, in fact I need to clean it again because I recently scraped it all off, but after heavy use it kind of builds up again. And with that, I actually throw in my regular batch of kettle corn, your regular kettle corn recipe, and I let that come in first, and I'll wait that to sizzle up, and then that's when I add my brown sugar. When I add my brown sugar, then that's when I throw in my mask and closely watch it. And then what I notice is if you add a little bit more oil, the oil will actually sizzle up with the butter, and will actually make a really good batch of caramel corn. It's almost probably pretty close. I'd say it's like 80% close to the normal caramel corn that you find in the store. My other main complaint or difference that you find in the store versus this caramel corn is that it's not fully coated each piece. You'll notice that some pieces are actually, some are fully coated and some aren't. That's probably my main complaint, and there may be a little bit of an aftertaste for my taste versus the kind that you buy in the store. And the one benefit is actually that it's not as sweet versus the other kind of caramel corn that you buy in the store. And in fact, I'll even do maybe a spreadsheet of what the two different kinds look like, because I'm used to the caramel corn that you buy in the store, and that's the gourmet. That's what you actually call gourmet. So here we'll get started, and then unfortunately, guys, my regulator and my PSI thing is broken. So I've been doing this so long now that I actually can hear by the gas of what's right, by the sound of the PSI. So I'm going to turn on the flame here and get a perfect batch of caramel corn going. And if you guys have any more further questions, eventually I'll show you a bird's eye view of what my caramel corn looks like. The other trick is that once I put on my face mask, is that if you closely watch it and constantly stir it, that's another way to help you prevent it from burning. That's probably my other biggest annoyance, is that on a really hot day, it's so easy to burn. So turn off the heat early, or you can lower the heat yourself. That is also another positive way to get your perfect batch of caramel corn. So let's go, you guys. All right. One thing to keep it corn. Another thing, keep it corn. Add a full thing of sugar. Throw that in. Wait for this to sizzle up a little bit. Then get your caramel corn mix, and you have the same amount of caramel corn and sugar. And then get my face mask ready. Always bring 2 propane tanks. So I've always learned my lesson on that one the hard way. Yeah, there you go. So as long as you keep stirring it, you'll see here eventually the oil and the butter kind of fuse together and mix up. And it's going to bubble up here quite nicely. And you see here I have another batch here. In fact, at this farm, I'll go through 4 batches of caramel corn in one day. So this is my second batch. As long as I keep stirring it, I'm going to be okay on not burning. See it fizzling up there? That's a good sign that it's going to come out really nice and good. It's going to blow up here in a minute. And another thing I'll tell you guys is that I charge $2 more for this caramel corn. So I charge $6. I justify that because it takes me a little bit longer to make it, and I also use a little bit more muscle. So if I have to use a little bit more muscle, you're going to pay. And so far I haven't gotten any complaints from that one. They always understand. And this thing here is always a little bit harder to make than the kettle corn. And you get a groove in. Turn off the heat and then slowly dump. And then there you go, folks. Let's see here how it looks. So, before, what I noticed is that I'd sometimes have a couple of burnt black ones on the top. Shutting it off a little bit early will really help. Alright guys, so I dumped the caramel corn mix here, and with this here is that it's still pretty hot. So what I do now with these 2 scoops is that I basically shift it through, and as you hear that sound actually lets me know that the caramel corn is ready. The caramel corn will actually clump up, and I want to have each individual piece because that's the best way to bag it.